I'm telling you something, man. My guest coming gives me vim, man. That man gives me energy. That man gives me inspiration, man. Show him some love, man. Oh, I'm sure that you all know Boys Casa. You know, show some love for us, yeah. You know Kalybos, you know Ahouf3 Patri, but who you haven't met is the mind behind Boys Casa. Put your hands together. Let's welcome a brilliant man, Kofi Asamoah. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on the KSM show, you know.
Yeah, but this man is a Kumawood director. Cheers a lot, man. Kumawood, yeah. And it's Kumawood and proud.
Kumawood forever, you know.
Kumawood forever, man.
Yeah.
But you have a very amazing story, you know, because you're doing your filmmaking in Kumasi.
Yes.
Your Kumawood series.
Yeah, you know, that's where we have come from, and that's where we still are. And we started in Kumasi. We're making the Shum Shum films, and we're making the All That Bay 4 films. Of course, we've done some very interesting films as well, but we happen to now find ourselves in Accra. Still in Kumasi though, but now the workload from Accra is more.
The transition from Kumawood assistant, you're an assistant director?
Yes, I was actually a production assistant.
A production assistant?
Yeah, like I became like an errand boy to my boss, John Sajiman, who taught me the trade of filmmaking. And then I became his assistant director. Yeah. And then,
but you did a movie too. You did a movie called Oh Ata.
Oh, Uncle Ata. Yeah,
Oh, Uncle Ata.
Yeah, that was like my second movie, but I buy Bandits. So the movie couldn't come out. Yeah. You know, it was a.
Let's take a short look at the trailer for Oh Ata. Take a look at this.
Your mamba was ready when you want to.
We are going to see a man like Bosso. Oh, what do you see?
Nobody. I said nobody can seize my fundamental human rights. Emi, me by them rebellion here. Emi Ankara.
Me ye propaganda secretary. Unasi fisa mo kwa oboble konfuto. This is insurmountable. Insurmountable. Tama ye campaign now. This year is ashen year. Yes, you person say protect me to be aso di anke ye ne penso anke all die. Everybody want matter which
mission one what day. I feel say na masiti na masani. So you emi me person.
Oh, Uncle Ata. You know, because of Mr. Beautiful's character and the way he speaks the fancy and all, you know, it was taking us. He was imitating or mimicking our former president. So they said, into Mimba.
So they in the team.
Yeah. So that time I had printed all my CDs, everything like 20,000 copies of the CDs, banners, everything. So everything went down the drain. It was difficult, like it was a hard time, but yeah,
you know it. But Kofi, your story is very amazing, you know, because I know you were doing, like you said, work in Kumasi, part of Kumawood, and you came to Accra, Nafti, and initially looking for work, you were attacked. That Kumasi boy.
Yeah. You know, it's true, it's real. You know, I'm not exaggerating. Many times when I've gone out, you know, I go to production houses, even TV stations, tell them I'm a director, you know, I have ideas, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be an intern. Immediately you say, me free Kumasi, that's, I'm a Kumasi director thing. Immediately you mention it, you are zoned.
Wow.
You know, so Kumasi, they're shooting you know, animals and, you know, all that kind of thing. So it was difficult, you know, and many times you walk into an office, you introduce yourself, Kofi Asamoah, and I'm from Kumasi, and they're expecting that when you speak, they hear LR issues, you know, you have grammar issues and all. It was difficult, and sometimes it gets really annoying, you know. And you go, they say, okay, bring me stuff you've done. And everything I've done is Kumasi films. So I take them there and, but you know, all that while, I watch TV, I see stuff on TV, and I know I can do it. I watch a commercial, I know I deal with me to me. You know, I watch a TV, I know, say, I can do this. Like, you know, there was that thing.
You could tell you had the potential.
Yeah.
But I knew the stereotype of being a Kumasi guy was working against you.
And what wasn't going in my favor was the kind of works I was showing anytime I went out. So I felt that, okay, maybe the movies I had done wasn't getting me there. So, okay, let me do something. And I wanted to make another movie and do it well. But then again, I couldn't pay for stars. I want to do a TV series. Then again, I don't have equipment. I went to a TV station to tell them I want to do a TV series, airtime, how much. They told me to pay 3,600 cedis every slot, every episode. That's every week. So in a month, I'm paying 120. Where am I going to get that kind of money from? You know. So coming back onto the drawing board, then I created the idea of Boys Kasa.
Wow.
Then I decided that, okay, now I'm not going to do TV.
So the impediments you were confronting and inspired you to create
I needed a way out. I needed something to show people that, okay, this is what I can do. I needed to create my star. So when I make my movie, I'm not going to pay for stars.
I see.
You know, so I said, okay, let me do this. How about it? And when I was starting, you know, Boys Kasa, of course, it was difficult, you know. I'll do social media and you get people to, how many people are on Facebook, how many people have smartphones, how many people use WhatsApp, masa kuti masa haya crowd, masa uncrying to say commercial, masa hadia, you know, masa unimejuma chen way, you know, a whole lot of, you know,
negativity.
Yeah, but I knew it would work. I don't know how I was going to do it.
That conviction is amazing.
Yeah, I
show him some love. That's amazing conviction. Because everything you're hearing about it won't work.
Yeah,
but you deep inside felt that conviction.
And there we were in school as well. So, you know, and NAFTI is a great place to be, you know, because you meet a lot of filmmakers, people who do what you want to do and do it even better. You know, you have lecturers who have a lot of ideas, you know. So, like, I took a lot of inspiration while I was in school. I learned a lot, you know, I was reading a lot and all that. So, when I decided to do Boys Kasa, like, I was ready for it, you know. So, I had to get people to play my Kalybos character, play my Ahouf3 Patri character. Kalybos was my roommate, but he was my cameraman.
Oh, come on,
at the time, we would shoot weddings and other stuff. So we were on set going to shoot, waiting for Tyron, a friend who I was casting to be Kalybos. I called him, you know that Kumasi thing is still there. You know, even Patri, I remember she was there. I told her, I want to make this thing with her, do a comedy series. Because that time we all knew at NAFTI 1100, you know, nobody knew anybody. All they know is I'm a Kumasi boy. You know, I'd go to a room, she said, oh, meba. I'd go again, and her roommate would come and say, Oniho.
Wow.
And I could hear her talk.
Wow.
She would tell me Oniho. You know, I would just go knock again, open. There are times I had to enter a room without knocking, and then there she would be lying down. The last bit before she agreed to do it, she was sleeping. So I woke her up. So now I have a camera. I'm a camera. I have sound. I have 2 guys who are willing to shoot and work with me for free.
Let's go and do this.
Let's go and do this. And then finally she says, Mate.
Wow.
And then
show some love. The persistence.
And Kalybos, when we got on the set, he thought he was going to be a cameraman. So we get there, the guy is not forthcoming. I tell him, Kweku, do it for me. Oh, David, Masa, make sure I'm the actor. I say, Kweku, you can do it for me.
Wow.
Oh, David, Masa, he himself called somebody to come and do it. And then the person I was like, nah, Kweku, do this for me.
You do it. But what did you see in him? Why?
He was my roommate. We have fun, we joke. And I could see the character in him as well.
I see.
You know, he didn't think he could act, but I knew he could.
Wow.
I saw it. But he just, and I think he's a good actor, just that he didn't know at the time that he could do it. So that was the first episode, and that was the one, the Camry episode where he was standing by the Camry and, you know, and all that. So I told him, okay, So the first episode, it was difficult because I had to tell him everything, what to say, how to hold the hat, the giggles, like everything, you know, back to back. I had to tell him how to stand leaning on the car, like everything. So it was very difficult, you know, because it was his first time. And I think he did well. Priscilla, Ahouf3 Patri also did wonderful. And then we had the concept on air.
And that's it.
And it was just, I remember I sent it to a few people on my WhatsApp list. That time I had about 13 or so. I sent it to a few friends in Kumasi, Moshe. The next moment, somebody calls me from UK. Hey, man, Patrick will come to me and say, Kofi, where is the video? Did you put it anywhere? Somebody has called me that you've seen it. Kalybos will come and say, Kofi. You know, it was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. It was. I remember when we started the episode, we were getting along. Kalybos' dad was so angry. One time he said, yo, When I was from a band Kalybos, didn't ask you so many idea. No, walk to the Kalybos. She, my father, for he was talking plenty. That I've changed his son's name and giving nicknames, talking plenty. But today he stored his own son's name, Kalybos. He would call me now. He would say, "Kovina, the video no for from But I think it's
put your hands together. But this is, because I mean, it's amazing, the kind of perseverance you had, but more importantly, that strong vision that you could see that I can do this. It's part of all the odds. And you're convinced that you could do it.
Yeah. I remember when I was coming to NAFTI, I told my boss and the guys I worked with that, okay. I told them, I promised them first class from NAFTI.
Wow.
And then I had always said that, many big companies, many MT and money, I was mentioning names that I want to work for these, I want to. May advert, that kind of thing. And we said it jokingly, but I knew it would happen. Like, I just, because I watch TV, and
wow.
I feel I could do it. And today it's fulfilling to get to work for some of the people that I had always...
Put your hands together, man. And for you, the young generation that are watching, this is what I want you to understand, that the dream must be so sharp and the conviction must be, there must be no shaking in the conviction. Because you were talking about you were going to work for these big companies at the time that you hadn't. You came in, went through all the major obstacles, but you stuck to your course and you stuck to your guns. And another thing that I want you to talk about is that you made a big sacrifice. Because I tell the youth all the time that the two things that you should do in life is, number one, decide what means so much to you that you want to accomplish, and two, how much are you willing to sacrifice? And you are an example of both. Because you made a lot of sacrifice. You went through all the TV stations, they turned you down because you didn't have money for the airtime. So you decided, I'm going to put it out there on social media. Free. So you sacrificed making money.
And it wasn't even just that. Leaving Kumasi to come to NAFTI just to follow the dream was also difficult because at the time I was working, I was getting gigs here and there, like everything was kind of fine, But I still needed to come to school because I felt that every information you spend money on to put in your head, that information in your head will put money in your pocket.
Wow.
So
say that again. Every information
you spend money on to put in your head, that information in your head will put money in your pocket. I felt that I needed knowledge, I needed to upgrade, and that was one of the key things that helped, like the passion was there, the drive, I wanted to do it, and I also needed to get knowledge so that when I did it, it would look good and it would look professional. And it's been interesting.
And financially, it's paying.
It's paying off.
Tell me about how when you got a call that Airtel was interested in this your Boys Cassette thing.
I remember we were there, we were shooting, and we were not on TV, just social media. Even before Airtel called, 2 other telcos had called.
Really?
Yes. And we had met with the first one, and we didn't know, it wasn't for us, it wasn't the money at all. So when this first one called, we were so excited. And look, that call comes and he said, yeah, I'm calling from, let me use Airtel. Yeah, my name is... I'm calling from Airtel, and we want to have a meeting with you, and we want to discuss Kalybos. And in my head, I was so excited, even by the call, but I had to pause. Okay, no problem. So when I hung, I was like, Kweku, that's Kalybos. We were so excited. We didn't even think.
But you were acting cool on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone. And I remember when we went for that meeting, when we went for that meeting and we were there, Kalybos was sitting next to me, and we were talking, and they're saying, okay, they want to make him a brand ambassador, and they want to do this with him. We'll do TV commercials, we'll do that, and so we're excited already. Kalybos kept stepping on my toes, pinching me, and I'm like, we were excited. We had even forgotten we had to charge. So we got to that point where they said, so now let's talk figures. And I was like, excuse me, let's talk figures. And I had no idea
How much?
How much is good, you know,
Yeah.
and we had no idea.
Because the money was the least thing, or
Yeah,
the
and
last thing. on your mind.
you know. So I told them, no, you tell us, you know, how much.
What's your
you
offer?
want.
Yeah.
And so they said, no, we should talk, you know. So they said, okay, they want to excuse us. So we went and we were empty, you know, like you need figure there. So I remember I mentioned the figure to Kalybos that, and Yenji say, Yenji 100 million. So I also do. 100 million. I'm like, sir, Yenji 50 million and 5,000 cedis and I say 5,000. Oh, there, Yenka 70. Better sooner about 5,000. I said, okay, no problem. We went to sit there, and the man said, so tell us. I said, no, boss, you tell us.
Yeah.
And then when they gave us what their budget was,
Hey!
and you know, Kalybos was sitting next to me. When they gave it, he held my knee. You know, so he held my knee, and I also held him, and I'm like, so and I wasn't sure whether it was cedis, it was dollars, it was pesos. I wasn't too sure whether it was a mistake. So when they mentioned the figure, Kalybos held me. I also held him. So he said, "So what do you say?" I said, "Sorry. So you mean how much?" And then he quoted the figure again. Then in my head, I was like, "You're ready." You know, like it was like, yeah, it wasn't the money. So when they mentioned that figure, and then like, you know, we were just there, and then Kalybos sent me a message on my phone. See you, Kofi, you know, and it was like that. So, but it wasn't the money, you know.
And that's really amazing.
The two guys, I think that I just want to acknowledge them here, Richard Kelido and Richard Mauli.
They are your camera and sound?
And these guys have sacrificed a lot. You know, we miss class together. They work for no man. I mean, they would even spend to make Boys Casa happen.
Wow.
You know, and these guys they are my heroes. Like, they make it happen.
Show them some love, man. Show them some love.
Wow. Richard Kelido and Mauli.
So initially, even all your crew and the cast, Ahouf3 and
nobody gets paid.
What's this doing it?
Nobody gets paid.
Wow.
Not even a peso.
Wow.
I mean, Ahouf3 would pay her TNT, come on set, because I didn't have it.
Wow.
So nobody gets it. And I always told them, I always assured them that money is a result. Money is a result of hard work. It's a result of a process. When the process is good and the result is good, the money will come. And today, I remember when we took our first check from Airtel, I was telling them that today we are getting paid for all the work we've done over the year.
Yes.
This is, you know,
that was a sacrifice, and that was the payback.
And
put your hands together, man. Put your hands.
I tell them that my joy is not even the money. Like, when I'm driving around and I see Kalybos on a billboard, it's very fulfilling. Like, I'm glad. You know, it's not my face, but I'm happy that he's there. You know, when I see Patri on a billboard or somewhere on an interview, you know, I'm glad. You know, even if I never get paid, seeing them alone, you know.
So now that Kumasi boy is
I'm still that Kumasi boy. You know, and many times, you know, my Kumasi folks think that you know, see their own Kumasi. I'm still the Kumasi. I mean, you can't change Kofi Asamoah and the Kumasi thing. You know, it's still me. And
you went to Mfantsipim?
Yes, I went to Mfantsipim.
Really?
Yeah.
And before then,
before then, I schooled in Takrade.
Okay.
But I'm an old boy of the school. I'm a Packard boy.
Okay.
So,
how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 other siblings. I have a bigger brother, a younger sister, and then a younger brother.
Wow.
And
your parents?
My parents are living in Accra now.
Oh, they're in Accra now?
Yeah,
okay. They must be very happy.
They used to be in the village, you know. But I had to bring them.
You relocated them to Accra?
To the capital.
Yeah, boys.
So my parents are in Accra now. They don't work at the moment.
And the title Boys Casa, where does it come from?
I really struggled to get that title. Initially, it was just Adventures of Kalybos, but I needed something that would drive the concept easily. And if you look at the concept, really, what I sought to do was to portray or to express the things guys will do when they are around women. You know, so it's not just Kalybos is representing men. You know, generally, not every man, like generally, So
most of the times men say, "I'm not comedy."
And everything, Boys Casa, from title to everything, are things that are around us. We say it's nothing new. They are all old jokes you probably have read or heard before, but we put them on screen such that even though you've heard and read, you'd still watch and laugh. You know, that was the idea. But the name actually, some friends and I had that term. You know, we didn't say, "Hey, Boys Casa," you know. So I thought, okay, let me put that up and
Beautiful.
cut up and
Two final questions. So now you're part of deal with Airtel. You do the filming yourself?
Yes, I do not all of them. I do some of the commercials. So yeah, we work for. Now we have a whole production house, KSM Media. So we work for Airtel. We've done productions for Vodafone, Surfline.
That's your dream.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, it's a great feeling. Trust me, you know.
It must
and
be.
you know, I remember when I first had a call from Ivan Kwashiga to work on MTN Yellow Cafe. And Ivan, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I was like, wow, you know. And I did MTN Yellow Cafe a whole season without even knowing how much I was going to get paid. I never discussed money with Ivan. Like, when Ivan asked me how much I was going to pay, I told boss, let's get the job done. I just wanted to get it done, you know. And today I'm glad that, you know, Yellow Cafe won Best TV Series.
It did. It showed some love, man. It did.
So yeah, it's been on. And
wow.
Yeah,
well, you've done extremely well.
And we are hoping that this year will even be better. We have a lot of big dreams. You know?
Really?
Because we are. I don't know if I can say that on your show.
You can say anything on the show.
Yeah, we are coming up with our first feature film movie.
Oh, you're coming up with a movie?
Yes.
Wow.
Coming up with a movie. You know, that was one of the dreams, you know, to create my stars and use them. Yeah. So
and you have created your stars.
So
I guess Ahouf3 and Kalybos had the movie.
Yeah.
And what's the title?
The title
working
is
title?
Working title. Kalybos in China.
So you're shooting in China?
Yeah. We're shooting in China. We shoot in Ghana, and then we shoot in Dubai.
Whoa! Hey man!
We're also hoping. We are very hopeful that would sometime in the future, very soon, would start a TV station. We want to do a comedy TV station, TV channel. You know, where every movie that's on air is comedy. Everything you watch there. So you can when you are distressed, when you are
come and chill here.
You just tune in and then you laugh 24/7. You know, so.
And you will do it, man.
You will do it.
We
will do it.
Show some love, man. Oh, my final question before you leave here, and they'll kill me if I don't, because I'm sure there are the ladies out there watching. They're crazy.
No.
Is he taking applications?
Don't ask.
I shouldn't ask. Oh,
I'll pay. Don't ask. You haven't asked any question.
Are you taking applications from the?
Oh, you know,
from admirable ladies.
Oh, I have a lot of admirers. I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure I do, but
you don't.
For now,
permanent.
For now, you know, it's more of we're trying to build a career. We're trying to build something. So the concentration is more on the work and other things, you know. So I'm sure
there's no permanent status. There's nobody watching now because hey, Kalybos, me, and then the one with me. Nobody like that.
Nobody like that.
Cool.
Everybody watching. Maybe there's somebody like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody will feel that. You know, it's possible somebody can feel that when the person is not supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what is it?
I'm cool.
No, Kofi, well done. Well done. It's amazing. No, this is the kind of stories that we should document, you know, because when you read all the books about success stories about the white people that we read, these are their stories.
Yeah.
You know, what you're up against and sticking through it to get into where you are now. We felt that we want to be the first show to invite you and say, congratulations, Master Wayad.
I'm glad.
Come on, man.
I'm glad.
So some love for this one.
You know, I remember, let me just say this quick story. I was traveling with Kalybos one time. We got to the airport, and when we got there was a long queue, and the ticketing staff were all over. You know, Kalybos, let's take a picture. And he skipped the queue from the back. They held him, Yanko. He kept telling the lady, my name is manager and my name is director. He said, no, who the manager, you know. I was just there and I was like, wow. You know, those are some of the moments, you know, sometimes you are walking with him in the mall somewhere and I have to wait for like an hour for people to take pictures with him. You know.
He's like public property. You have made him a public property.
And when they're taking the pictures and he's enjoying all of that, I just sit back somewhere and then I watch him. We're on an Emirates airline and the cabin crew moved him from economy into the business class. He didn't pay for it.
Wow.
Yeah, they just moved him, and he wished I would come with him. You know,
so he left you there.
Yeah, he left me there. He wasn't happy, you know, alone in there. So he would still come back, you know. And I told him, you know, and all that. But it's great working with the team. It's great. We've worked together for like 4 years, almost 4 years, and we are still together. We have fun, we work, and we make money together.
Fantastic. You're the man. Show us love one more time. Kofi Asamoah. And he's the director, creator, developer of the Boys Cassette series, which has gone viral. And the man is making some major cash, man. I want to work with him.
I'm hoping that I'll work with Sapphire very soon this year.
Yeah, we know you will. We know you will. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.